Not one of these celebrities speak up. These are crazy, right? And then, if you really look at the things that I'm talking about, a lot of people feel like me. So what's the crazy part? What I'm saying or the fact that I'm willing to say it?
No, I definitely appreciate that.
Well, I guess we both crazy because I'm gonna say the shit.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
if
I'm
I got,
crazy too.
yeah, if I could add one part to that,
Yay, that's Captain Tazariot. He's an Israelite. Our
appreciate
new
it.
brother.
God bless.
Hey, God bless you too, brother. When Ion, I think that was a beautiful question, and what I wanted to ask you, do you think they intentionally misunderstand you, so then that everyone else will then also be able to begin to misunderstand you? So when you start doing things that are clearly intelligent thinking, people will already be predetermined to, okay, Kanye is just crazy, so we just gonna ignore him. Like, what do you think of that?
Uh, I gotta say, God bless Kyrie because he never had a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence trainer that was connected to multiple celebrity
That was crazy.
mental health and deaths, from Aaron Carter to old girl from Clueless. Um,
Her husband.
so what I'm saying is Kyrie showed you the energy of change that can happen just by two of us standing on something we believe in at one time. How many times it was only me at the telethon, only me at running on stage saying this is the best video, only me, you know what I'm saying? And this is the first
Right.
time they say, man, I know y'all got Ye pegged this crazy, but look at this documentary right here, which mind you is still up on Amazon, and ain't nobody talk to old boy. Ain't nobody talk to Bezos or who the new CEO is on Amazon. So it's like we're starting to realize that was that one moment. And Kyrie, he really took that hit on not on my behalf, but on our behalf and on God's people's behalf. That you got to see what happened. Not that we was directed by Disney. And it's like, oh man, they came together on this thing I'm watching on HBO or Hulu or Disney. But in real life, that people would take a financial sacrifice for the truth, because the truth will set us free. Like, who is Phil Knight? Ain't nobody exploited nobody more than Phil Knight. Are you kidding me? The head of Nike? And it's so funny how God got a sense of humor for him, because he's now come and put money publicly towards the Republican Party, because the company he created is getting gang banged. And I maybe that's not that Christian to say it like that, but Phil Knight, your company is getting gang banged. So go ahead and go on back to your house and walk 10 steps in front of your wife, like when I seen you in Palm Springs and you was walking 10 states. How you going a walk with your wife and you 10 steps ahead? I was like, see, that's why I don't like Nike. If this is the person that's setting the what do they call it, the environment or whatever, it's another word for that I'm missing right now, but the environment at Nike, of course, ask anybody that's ever dealt with Nike. They've treated people, they didn't treat people good. They were treating me really bad when I had the Red October, and that's part of the reason why I ended up going to Adidas. This is all related to Kyrie. This is where I'm going with it, but certain things just spark other things that I would like to tell y'all. I remember sitting in my mother-in-law's kitchen, and it was the same story that everybody got. My girlfriend pregnant. I'm from Chicago. I ain't want to leave Nike. I grew up in a city of Jordan. You ain't never seen somebody draw so many Jordans on a sketch pad and go and look at the shoes, and the Scottie Pippen flights the purple and black ones was behind plastic, because they ain't want nobody touching them too much, because they wanted to still sell them. We'd be going to Champ Sports. This is when like the shoes jumped over, when Nike got that air bubble or that different kind of foam at the bottom, and they jumped past Avia, and K-Swiss and Reebok, because they was neck and neck for a while. And then they jumped, and then they made those pumps with David Robinson. They literally dropped the Maybach a shoe. They had the nerve to have a shoe for $180. back then. Now I know that's a normal price right now for a kid. Shoes cost $60 back then. But I remember that effect that Nike had on me. It didn't matter that people could buy that David Robinson pump or not. It affected me that at the point when Nike was treating me like how Chase was treating me, like how Adidas was treating me, that I was willing to stay with Nike because of how much I loved it, because of the value that we place on brands due to propaganda and just mental manipulation. All the Edward Bernays advertising. Why did Nike swoosh mean something to you? Why we want to be like Mike instead of wanting to be like Christ? Why every half the numbers in the NBA is number 23? All of that is branding, mental branding. And then you get a brother like Kyrie, well-read information. And another thing, you take like Jaylen Brown, you take Kyrie, you take a couple people, right, who they family is going to be all right no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple family members that might ask me for a loan here and there, but my family got jobs, right? So that means that I don't have to listen to nothing nobody got to say. If I want to get rid of all my money and go to like riding skateboards or driving an Uber for the rest of my life, I can do that. But you know what they go and do to the NBA players? They'll be like, well, what about grandma? What about your auntie? You don't want to go back. You don't want to be shamed, because they got a position. They're going to give you some type of job, some type of Shaquille O'Neal job for the rest of your life, as long as you play the game. And with Kyrie, he got 1 year left. They question it, like, will he even go, would he go play basketball again? And it's interesting to me. I know you got a question later about Candace Owens. Man, you got to understand, like in 1 week, I went in Trump, Alex Jones, and then Elon. Like in a matter of 10 days, right? Where's the lies? You know what I'm saying? So, because everybody's beholden to somebody, right? And I got to say, I'm proud of Trump that he actually spoke up. And Ari Emanuel put something out that showed that I had stretched the limits of the idea anti-Semitism. So listen to this thing that Trump put up, I think it was this morning, right? So he says, how quickly Jewish leaders forget that I was the best by far president for Israel. They should be ashamed of themselves. This lack of loyalty to their greatest friends and allies is why large numbers in Congress and so many others have stopped giving support to Israel. He could have never said that had it changed in 1 week. It changed in 1 week because I went and I grabbed the third rail and I lived. I went as far as you can go and I lived. Now let's open up the conversation and see that Jared Kushner was standing next to Trump the whole time and Rahm Emanuel was standing next to Obama the whole time. And then Rahm Emanuel went to my hometown and destroyed that city. And what I liked is I was talking to a friend of mine that just took $30 million from Ari Emanuel. I'm sorry, he ain't got money like that, from a investment company that Ari Emanuel is associated with. And I heard they big man. I heard he mad. I heard, hey, Ari, you mad? You mad? Oh, Ari, what you so mad about? Oh, because they keep on making you put them articles out because you at the lowest level of the power structure. Is that why you so mad, Ari Emanuel? Oh, what? Oh, how does the power structure run? Okay, we got China headed to be potentially, if it's not for Jesus Christ, the New World Order, the New America. But previous to that, we do have Christian ran families, the Medici, 1,000-year-old families. They sit above the Vatican. The Vatican sits above the financial groups, BlackRock and Vanguard. Vanguard sits above Putin, Kim Jong-un, Biden. And you know who's under all of them? Ari Emanuel, Hollywood. It is the first line of defense for the CIA for mind control. Come and get me.
So, okay, my other question for you is, what do you mean when
Now, you understand? I said, come and get me. What I just said is far past anything anybody in my position has ever said publicly. You understand that? So we just riding on God at this point. I ain't got no security. Y'all know exactly where I'm at.
Shout out to that, having God on your side? I appreciate you for that.
He ain't lying about that. Drive me crazy.
Yeah. God got us because it's that time, because they seeing it, right? They're seeing it and they doing it every time. I got this joke. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell it. It's very racist.
No. Not you racist.
Okay, I do the whole joke in a Chinese accent.
There you go. All right, let's go.
Come on, man. I know you're gonna say it's very wrong, but watch
there
this.
We go.
Okay, so when I wear the red hat, when Kim had the responsibility of watching me, they came to her and say, "Go get your nigga," and then Kim comes to me, "The red hat, you got to take that off. You can't wear it to the White House." She said, "Look, my job is done. Mama, we out." You know what I'm saying? So then I go and I put White Lives Matter on a t-shirt. And they're like, "Well, we can't go get." Oh, you know what? Let's go get celebrities. Let's go get Puff Daddy. Let's get Dave Chappelle. Let's go get Meek Mills. What made somebody think Meek Mills can say something to me? What made? No, this is the funniest thing of everything. Yo, man, I'm about to start crying, laughing, man. Somebody thought Meek Mills. Sorry, no, I'm sorry.
Meek's a gangster.
Meek's
a gangster, gay. Meek is a gangster, man.
Somebody said, "Oh, Meek." No, I'm literally in tears. So,
your world tour or your girl tour, right?
Hold on. No, somebody's like, it's like Meek. Okay, hold on. Man, okay, that was not my joke, but somehow that part was really funny to me. Okay, so
100.
Okay, so
100.
Okay. Hold on. Let me think of something really not funny for a second. Okay. When you having sex, you try to think about something really unrelated. Let me think of something really not funny. Because every time I think about that, I can't finish my story. Crazy. Okay, somebody thought they could get me.
This is crazy.
Okay. Anyway, so they say, "Puff Daddy, go get your nigga," right? And then Puff calls me, with a wire on, right? And he's just like, "Yo, I'm gonna beat up anybody with the White Lives Matter shirt." And then so that's why I was like, "Yo, leave me alone. You fed, you working for Jewish people." So then it was like, went to Ari Emanuel, and they were like, "Yo, go get your nigga." And Ari like, "Bro, I don't really like, this man is like really just prep for war at all times." And I really, okay, all right, here I am. I'm Ari Emanuel. I want all the, businesses to not do business with my name, Ye, by the way. I want them to not do business with Ye, right? And then they freeze, they debank me. Adidas sues me for like 75 million for marketing that we agreed upon. That was, I get into a longer story on that. And they freeze my accounts. They my royalty for the next 4 years was $500 million a year, $500 million cash, one more zero than Dave Chappelle for the next 4 years. That's what was in contract if I didn't do nothing. If I just Yeezys, foam runner slides, all that, And so within 1 week, that's the whole thing. Oh, he lost $2 billion in a day. Then I went on Alex Jones and I said, love everybody. I said, love everybody because they, I ain't gonna say who it is. I ain't gonna say what doctor it is. I ain't gonna say what hospital it is, have been trying to make us love certain things, love the Grammys, love Nike, love killing each other, love opioids, love strip clubs, right? But it's like, no, you can't love this person. You can't love, no, you got to hate this person. This is a demonic figure and you got to hate this. So me, I'm like maybe a little bit autistic. I think I'm more autistic than I am bipolar, right? I think that's an incorrect. I don't think I'm bipolar, but I am like an autistic person because you've seen by me being on stage with Drake last year, Kendrick said he got more growing to do. I can't help but love. I love Ari Emanuel. I can't help but love. I don't have nothing but love. So then I said, I love Hitler, meaning I love everyone. It's for God to judge. It's for us to love, and that's to be Christ-like. And then Ari Emanuel goes to his bosses in China and says, what am I going to do now? It's like, and they like, I don't know. We love Hitler too.
Oh, yeah.
You got to understand that that's how China has taken over. Is they study his playbook. And so what I'm dealing with my accounts, when they didn't clear the Donny Hathaway sample for me yesterday morning, and it was I'm not gonna say what kind of lady, I'm not gonna say what hospital it was, I'm not gonna say what it is, was in between me and the Donny Hathaway estate, thus being in between me and the audience because I wanted to put my new music out. Now I can't do that due to the cancellation, right? That playbook is the communists following parts of the Nazi playbook. So really, I'm the one, and it's Jewish people that actually are helping me at this point, right? There's people literally hiding me under their wooden floorboard because everyone's like, man, he gave an opinion, so this is a cautionary tale. Look at even Charlemagne, we be having our issues, and he had to say it out loud. He do it a bunch of times. He made Biden say what it really is out loud. We remember that. He made whoever that guy was on his show say what it really is out loud. We remember that. And he said, yo, but Ye said something, he lost everything. And everything meaning everything they gave us, because God gave me. I know, some people say, oh, got you, got it. Or like Drake said, Adidas has Kanye West, I think, right? And I'm like, ain't nobody had me since my mama. Don't nobody got me. Don't nobody had me, has me, none of that. So people take everything. And you can't take it away from me. It's too late. That energy, that soul, there's nothing they could do at this point. There's nothing we could do other than have a real conversation at this point. Because guess what? After all of that, we still ain't had the conversation about the contracts and what led me to the DEFCON treaty in the first place. That's a reality.
So I want to get into the next question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Back? Oh, so no, okay. So yeah, you have mentioned that the sacrificing of Donda, and I kind of wanted you to elaborate on what did you mean by that.
This is just an idea of something that I saw, me seeing Michael Jordan's father taken away, Bill Cosby's son, my mom. I felt like these things happen to bring trauma and control to the Black voices, the blood of Christ, the original voice, the voices that are controlled by the media. Oh, this could happen. This could happen to you. This can happen again. This is what we're going to do. We're going to make this sacrifice. And, this is just, I saw a pattern. Sometimes people say, oh, well, Ye, what you're saying, that sounds erratic. I'm a producer. I see pattern recognition. I'm listening to Otis in Paris, sitting at the table with Jay and Beyonce and Dream and stuff. Virgil's there. And I just hear the song and I got and boom, let me make that a pattern. That's one of my things of what gives me a neo ability to see the world in these black and green matrix green ways is my pattern recognition. That's what makes me a Rain Man. And if Rain Man saw those three things add up, he said, okay, well, the fourth one's going to be Tiger Woods. And then the fifth one's going to be, you get what I'm saying? There's a pattern of that happening. So I think the word sacrifice is, and you know, I'm super Christian, but it sounds too, nothing can never be too religious, but in this really secular media world, they use religion to sound, and people always want to write things off as sounding crazy. So, you know, guess what? It's up to people to believe the stuff I'm saying or not at this point. You know, pretty much it's right every time. So, and I still have the ability to speak. And that's why I did this morning, because the last thing I need to do is stop expressing myself, because God put me in this position to express myself. So I'm saying my pattern recognition says that looks like there's sacrifices to major black celebrities in Hollywood.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Cap.
I appreciate it. I had a question, right? I've followed you like from your first album up until now. On your first album, you had songs like Spaceship, you had Jesus Walks. Even in your song, The Last Call, which I still play when I work out, you said, I played Jesus Walks for me and they wouldn't sign me. And so now when you fast forward to 2022, you're extremely active with your belief. Is this something that you wanted to do back then, but you felt like maybe either the masses wasn't prepared for it or would be held back, and now you feel like you're in a position to bring it forth? Because I'm a fellow believer in Christ as well. Like, what made that change come to where you push it the way that you push it?
You know, just, you know, Jesus will break you down. And I would like to not be one of them cliche Christians that only call on God on Easter or when they at their lowest moment. But, you know, it would feel like all those man-made possessions were taken away from me. And what I want to say when we talk about the accounts being frozen, that ain't got nothing to do with Jewish people. It has to do with the fact that I went on Drink Champs drinking and bragging about not serving Christ. If I say, oh, I'll buy a girl a house, that ain't what Christ want me to say, and want me to say with the money that he provided. Because to get that to be worth $11 billion, that's God. And God had to sit me back and Job me and put me in that well for a bit until I told the world and used this position to say, Jesus is king. There is only one way. If you ain't talking about Jesus, you wrong, and you can't lead. You can't lead. Now you get some suggestions. You can work on this contract, but you can't lead. You can't lead until you follow, and until you follow the truth and the way, and that is Jesus Christ. And that's what I had to learn. And I go down there, you know, because I go into these places. I got a Napoleon. I got the short man complex. I got the Michael. I got the lawyer from Carlito's Way complex for sure. What are you talking about? I got pink polo next to Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? I still don't like the way Tata used to look at me in the studio. You know what I'm saying? It just never left my mind. But you know, somebody just give you a look like, what you doing here? Play a beat. But I gotta say, one thing is so funny. It's like nobody really had my back and supported me as much as Tata. Now he always going to keep it real, because this is one of the realest people. Like, if anybody know Tata, this is one of the realest, most straightforward people. Like, even Jay might keep it more politically correct, but Tata just gonna boom. He's just gonna say what it is, how it always is. But Tata got me on Jay-Z on the Blueprint too. I talked to him. I was like, man, Tata, you know, I got this chain, and back in Chicago, man, I'm running around saying I'm on the rock, man, and phone rap on Jay-Z album, man. People, you know, they ain't gonna really believe in me as a rapper, man. And he went and got Jay to put me on Point Out the Bounce on a Timbaland beat. And my rap wasn't even that good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no Watch the Throne rap. But, you know, it's like he did that. Another thing is, I always be talking about Jay Brown. I'll be having my issue with Jay Brown. We got this joke going back and forth where it's like he had this leather jacket and this leather jacket had wool, but it had leather sleeves. And it made me think of like them leggings that girls used to wear, where it's like gym in the back, but leather in the front. I'm like, is you going to the gym or you going to the club? Let's make a decision here, right? So Jay Brown had a jacket. I told him, yo, I want you to go on a flight. I want you to put it up in that compartment at the top, and I want you to leave it there. So, but and if you ever talk to Rihanna, talk to anybody, there's a whole email that I put like 12 people on where I'm just talking about his jacket for a long period of time, right? And he'll know exactly what jacket I'm talking about. And I hope he left it. And leave that in the lost and found and don't find it. All right. But what Jay Brown did is, when I had Stronger, and this is funny, this is like some proper music industry stuff. I had the sample, and he was working at Def Jam, and it was very important because it was so progressive, this idea. Mind you, I made Stronger because my fiance at that time liked Justin Timberlake a little bit too much. He's like, oh, we bring in Sexy Back. I'm like, man, you just dancing too. You all up in the mirror to that, huh? You bring a Sexy Back, huh? So we went and made Stronger, and I would play it, and she'd be looking like, because I was kind of like a backpack rapper, and she's like, yo, I don't know if people gonna understand it and get it. And I played the song. I remember they had Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls coming in and just like dancing. Like it looked like she had the whole Pussycat Dolls with her just to that. But then my boy Ice Pick, rest in peace, from Rough Riders, came in, and I played it for him, and he put his nose up. He said, the whole album gonna sound like that. And then I remember I was like, oh, I got to get this song to a place where it'll play on Hot 97. We're going to get the pop stations. This before, I was canceled the first of my 30th times of getting canceled. So we knew we was going to get the pop stations back then, but we had to make it for the black station. I put the song out. It didn't bang in the club. We went and got Switch to work on it, Pharrell to work on it. And then Timbaland, we had to go to the person who made Sexy Back. He redid the drums. It took him 10 minutes to do it. And then for the next 2 hours, he just talked about, couldn't nobody do it but him. Can't nobody do this but me. You came to the right place. I'm the only person that could do this. Right here, I'm just sitting there, just listen to him. Like when Pusha T would have to listen to me talk for a long time. Or like how y'all have to listen to me talk for a long time right now. Thank y'all for being my therapy today. I've been going through a lot.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But anyway, I want to say Jay Brown went, and there was someone who had the sample also. He went and bought the song to ensure that the first time you heard that was from me. So me and Jay Brown have our differences. Like he got a difference. Like he feel like it's okay to wear jackets with leather sleeves and wool bodies. We agree to disagree. But he has done a lot. This stuff is like funny to me. I'm one of these people that you can tell obviously likes the sound of their own voice. And by the sounds of being the top 5 streaming artists of all time without no album out, hundreds of millions of other people do too. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, somewhat that answered my question.
Okay.
Now, my next question.
Wait a second. He didn't sound energized on that though. I want you to
no.
Get him, Jay. Get him, Jay.
No. I wanted to do a follow-up.
Oh, shit, y'all.
I want to do a follow-up, but I know Ion's going to ask you.
No, do the follow-up because I want your energy level to be high.
Okay, so my follow-up, I follow like the Israelite belief. And so the reason why I asked you that question about your path is because I love that journey. I see you're switching. And then from watching the Drink Champs video, you made a statement to say that, we're the Jews too. So like, where did that part come from? Was it something that you learned from like the Jewish people, or is this something that you learned from your own side? And where do you intend to take that part?
When I went on Alex Jones, it's interesting. He talked about this. It's so funny. You wouldn't expect Alex Jones to specifically back up that thought and that theory. I would read the Bible. I'm looking at the location of the Bible, and I went and visited Buju Banton, and I'm getting different people's perspectives on Christ. I have my boy Mickey Halstead also shares these same beliefs, and my question is, why are we the only people that don't have a flag? Well,
That's heavy.
obviously, our existence was erased. Those slave ships was real, bro. You know, we are the Jew and they are Jewish, like that of a Jew.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you wanted to hear that? I'm already canceled, right? So I can say stuff like that. I want to make sure, because it was important. Even though we're not face to face, I heard in your voice that my that Timberland story that I tell all the damn time was not that funny to you. You was trying to get it to some like you was trying to get it to like a real conversation. We're trying to line up in front of the stadium right now. And people, my thing is, you know what? There are truths to the relationship. Stereotypes exist for a reason. There are more Chinese computer engineers and Indian computer engineers than there are of other races. You know, there are more creatives in the entertainment field than of other races that are black. You know, certain stereotypes exist for a reason. That's why they're around. Like everyone's trying to like homogenize the new world order us and not have us look at the heritage of where things come from. Something that I heard for Christians out there is that the Bible describes dinosaurs as dragons, because that's something in the indoctrination school known as Sierra Canyon that they do to make your kids come home and be like, well, Dad, well, you know, what's up with the dinosaurs? So we're saying the importance of history. And if we know where we come from, we can know where we're going. And there's all these overlaps where history repeats itself. Like certain stuff where I go through dealing with Yeezy and Skims and all that, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm in a Gucci movie right now as we speak. Like even this thing, like, why was Corey Gamble sent into the Kardashian Jenner family? Mind you, Corey Gamble was Puff Daddy's Manny, I'm sorry, right? And then Corey Gamble was next to Justin Bieber when he was getting in trouble, right? And then soon as Bruce Jenner turned to Caitlyn Jenner, here go Corey Gamble. Why is that? Because if you see me and Kim and I'm doing a Yeezy fashion show and we got the most visibility of all time, then the richest man in the world would offer me a deal and then take the deal away from me and then hire my best friend and make him the head of Louis Vuitton, right? It was all to keep us at the Ari Emanuel entertainment level, because we stay on the path we're going, we get to Medici level. You go above Vatican, you go above Vanguard and BlackRock. But right now, Shorty got an investment firm that's half with, I'm not going to say what hospital is, you know, I'm not going to say what the doctor is. It was a juice. So
no surprise.
But that's the thing, is you got to understand, the Armenians work in the meat packing district and the Jews work in the nigger packing district. The Jews are used by the Chinese to control the blacks. They just middlemen. They'll sell anything.
That's real. That's real. I mean,
come and get me.
Definitely.
No, you definitely get some juice right now. So, hey,